Hi guys, welcome back to the part 2 of this asymmetrical wrap skirt tutorial. If you missed the part 1 of this tutorial where we focused on the drafting and cutting of the design, tap the link above to check it out. And now that we already have our fabric pieces cut out, it's time to sew, drape and finish this beauty. And I'll be showing you how to attach the ruffles, create the perfect drape and make sure everything looks seamless. Let's head in, guys.
So guys, these are my cut out pieces. This is my back piece. You can see I have two back pieces, and obviously I'm going to have a zipper at the back, so that's it. So this is my dart, my back dart notched, and then this is the place I'm going to be stopping my dart sewing. And these are my asymmetrical front pieces. This is side A and this is side B. So if you've watched the last tutorial, that is the one where we talked about the pattern drafting, you would understand how we have all of this here. So this is side A, this is side B. Now we just have to, and then I also cut a lining exactly the same way as this, and also for the back pieces. So now all I have to do now is to just sew my darts. I'll sew my darts for side A, and then I'll pick up my back pieces. These are my back pieces. I also sew the darts, and then this doesn't have a dart. That is side B. This one doesn't have a dart, so I'm not really doing anything. I'm just going to use my lining to turn my my skirt inside out. So just keep all of the raw edges, all the rough edges here. I'll just use that to keep it intact. And this is it sewn, and this especially for side A, this is my lining piece for side A. I've also sewn the darts, you can see that. So now all I have to do is to place the lining and the actual fashion fabric right sides together so that I can sew this part here. So I'll place it this way, and then I'll just sew this part by ½ inch just so that we can have this part neatly done. One thing I also did was to make sure the hem of my pattern pieces, the skirts, that is the lining, is shorter than the actual fashion fabric. So the hem allowance, if you watch the first tutorial, you see that we added 1½ inches hem allowance to the actual fabric, and my lining, I just shortened that by 1 inch. So I just added ½ inch hem allowance to my lining fabric, so just so that I can have like a neat hem. So by the time I sew this, I'll place these two right sides together, make sure the two touch each other and they are equal, and then I'll just sew that ½ inch. So by the time I'm done sewing it and I turn the lining inside, it will pull the remaining 1 inch inside, and then I'm going to have like a neat kind of hem right here. I'm going to have a neat hem right here. So I hope you got the. Now to sew side B, remember I mentioned there are no darts on my side B because we already eliminated that in our first tutorial. So this is the drape part. I'm going to need to fold those pleats. So I already notched them, so I'll just fold this. I'll make sure this touches this, and then I'll pin down, then go to the next one, and then fold again, and then I'll fold again. So by the time I'm done, I'll iron it flat, and then I'll do the same also for the lining piece also. So I'll do all of that, then I'll now show you what it looks like.
So guys, this is the back of my skirt sewn down and completed. I already also attached the zipper. You can see I've attached the zipper to the middle, and that's that. This is the front, and this is side A. This is side B that will be going over side A, and this is the lining. So the only thing I've not done is to use the lining to turn the upper part and the side and the hem. So remember the lining is cut in the same fabric as the as this, the same satin fabric I have here. So I'll place this right sides together, and then I'll just sew this 1/2 inch at the top, then 1/2 inch at the side here also, and at the hem I made the hem shorter, so all I have to do is to just drag the hem, so the lining is shorter than the actual fabric. So this is it. So all I have to do is to just drag it down, sew the 1/2 inch, and then it's going to get pulled inside. Like I already showed you this before, so that's basically what I'm going to do. So and this is it completed. You can see this is neatly done, and this is the hem. So all we have to do now is to place side A this way, and then we place this over it, and this is how it's going to sit. So all I have to do now is to I'm just going to sew like a straight stitch just to keep the two together as one piece. So I'll just sew it down here, and when we are done with that, I'm just going to place my back piece over this, right sides together, and then I'll just basically sew 1 inch at the side, 1 inch at the side. So I'll just sew both side seams down. So when we are done with that, then we can now move on to the ruffle pieces. So guys, we are done with the main skirts. Now let's do the ruffle. Now to get the accurate or measurement of the width of ruffle you need, just measure, let me pick up this pin. So just measure round from here. So I'm going to measure from here this way, then I'll come down, then I'll measure also the hem here all the way round, then I'll now come back here, and then I'll stop here inside here. So you got the drift. So mine is about 69 inches. So that 69 inches, I'll just multiply it by 2 or by 3, depending on how much fabric I have or how much fabric you have. So this is everything for me. So everything I have here is about I think 120 inches, I think, not too sure. So just measure how long you want. So that's 69 inches. You can either multiply by 2 or by 3. So, and the length I want, the length of my ruffle, that's from here to here, is 18 inches, I think. So that's basically all to do with the cutting of the ruffle. Now to start sewing, I'll just like sew this. I'll just close it in just to keep that part neat, and then the hem also, you fold the hem in also. You got the drift. Then I'll begin to gather the top here. So I'll begin to gather the top. So once I'm done gathering, we can now attach to the skirt. So I'll just do all of that now, and then we'll be moving to the last part, final part of the skirt. So now to attach my ruffle, I'm going to start here. So I'll lift my drape piece up, and then I'm going to start attaching from here. So I'll place this, my ruffle piece, right sides together this way, and then I'll begin to attach 1/2 inch all the way round. So let me just show you the direction I'll be attaching it. So I'll attach from here, then I'll come to the back, and then continue attaching the ruffle to the back. Then by the time I come back to the front, the time I come back to the front, then I'll just attach from here all the way up on my actual draped piece till I get here. So you got the drape. So I'm just going to do all of that now, and then when I'm done, I'll just attach my band, my waistband to the skirt. This is my waistband for the front, and these are the two waistbands for the back. So the length of the waistband, the width of the waistband is about 2 inches, and the length this way is my actual waist measurement. So for the front, I just measured my front waist measurements and measured it here. I added I make sure to attach add the side allowance to it, because I'm going to loosen this part just a bit so that the waistband will start from my allowance. And then yeah, and these are my two back pieces. So yeah, so I added 1 inch here to accommodate my zipper line, and basically that's that. So I'm going to be doing all of that now, and the next thing I'm going to be showing you after this is my completed skirt with the ruffle on it and my waistband on it. And this is the completed skirt, guys, with the ruffle pieces attached to the skirt. So I also went ahead to tack in the drapes onto my skirt. So I just tagged in that part. You can see that. So look at what it looks like. So I just tagged a little bit of it, and that is it basically. And that's it for today's tutorial, guys. If there's any design in particular you would like to see next, send it to my Instagram and I'll try to do a tutorial on it if I can.